I am embarking on something insane, and I'm going to take you guys along with me. Hi, my name is Dawn Dalton. I am a freelance writer and an author. And if you've been following along with me so far this year, you have noticed that I have been struggling really hard with my creativity and just refinding my love of reading and writing. Because, oh yeah, I haven't even been reading that much either. So I came across a video a couple of weeks ago by another YouTuber and author, Jenna Streety. I will link the video below. That she has decided to level up her author career over the next 6 months, with the goal being to become a full-time freelancer author and not have to work a 9-to-5. And I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. And she laid out her plan, and I looked over the plan and I went, you know, for the most part, I could probably do that. You know what? I'm going to try it, because what do I have to lose at this point? You know, I've kind of stalled out in what I do. I barely write. I'm not all that creative right now. You know, I've started to refine my spark, but it's still really hard to translate that into words on the page, all of the marketing I'm supposed to be doing, because I am a multi-published author now, with my second book having come out, and my marketing has been next to nothing. So I looked over her rules, and I'm going to change some of them, but the rules of this challenge is for the next 185 days, which is just a little bit over 6 months. It is to write 1K more words per day than your usual goal, completely draft 3 books, self-publish 2 books or 3 novellas. If you're traditionally published, she has the, I think, do 1 query or something like that. Do 1 author event and sign physical copies of your book. Post 3 pieces of content per day. Pick your days off, schedule healthy breaks, and honor them without guilt. Make new author friends. 5K steps a day. And that's mostly because as authors, what we do is sit our butt in a chair and we don't get much movement. She's drinking 5 bottles of water per day, which is about 85 ounces. Stick to a healthy routine of diet and exercise. Join the 24-hour novel challenge. 30 minutes of reading per day. Stick to a sleeping schedule and night routine. 1 new hobby that you don't monetize, and no social media before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m. It's a little bit like 75 hard for authors, but 6 months. And it got me excited in a way that 75 hard never did, in a way even the 75 hard for writers really doesn't do, because that is an all or nothing challenge. And this one is a challenge where you can adjust it for your needs, for your life, and really make it yours. And I really like the framework that she gave us. But for me, because I'm primarily a hand writer, and I only type when I'm through generally with my first draft, writing an extra 1,000 words a day isn't something I can really quantify. I can, because it's about 4 pages of handwriting, I think. But it takes me longer to handwrite than it does for me to type the same amount of words. So what I'm changing and what I'm keeping is I've decided that instead of doing X number of words, I'm going to do task blocks. And it's not going to be task blocks per day, because I know, especially going into this season, I'm going to be out of town a lot. I am going to be traveling a lot for work, for Gen Con, to go see my best friend. I'm just going to be out a lot, and I know that that is going to impact my writing. So I've decided to change everything to task blocks. For the duration of this challenge, I would like to write 600 task blocks, which breaks down to about 3¼ task blocks per day. What a task block is 1 page of handwriting or 500 words of typing. Either of those two things counts as a task block, and I can color it in. I would like to completely draft 1 book. Because I'm not writing a crazy amount every week, I'm not going to really get a chance to complete 3 novels unless I take a few of the ones that are mostly finished and get them completed. I'm going to self-publish 1 book. Come hell or high water, before this challenge is over, Love in the Shadows will be published, even if I miss my initial deadline. Do 1 author event and sign physical copies of your book. Obviously, I do sign physical copies of my book regardless of whether I'm doing an actual author event or not, because my friends and family all will buy copies and have me sign them. Make new author friends, which is always a good thing to have. Like, I already have a few friends that are also authors or writers, but being able to build my tribe and to be able to talk about writing and the, oh my God, you won't believe what my characters did, to people who understand what I'm talking about, is always a good thing. I'm going to do 5K steps per day. This is something that I'm really good at during the work week, because unless I'm doing a lot of computer work at my job, I am doing a lot of movement. It's on the weekends when I'm trying to focus and I'm sitting and staring at my computer that I don't get that many steps. So I'm going to drink 75 ounces of water a day. That is 3 of these. It's just the easiest way for me to calculate it, because I'm not going to go completely and utterly overboard with my water. I'm not going to pick a new hobby that I'm not going to monetize. I have so many sitting around here. I'm just going to work on some of the hobbies that I already have, finish my blanket, do a bunch of my scrapbooking. So the blanket that I really want to make, hopefully before the event in September, so I can have it to sleep under in September. But again, I'm going to be out of town at least once a month for the foreseeable future, because I'm leaving for an event. I'm leaving for a graduation in June. I have a work event in July. I have Gen Con at the end of July, beginning of August. I have a work event at the beginning of September. I have my martial arts seminar in September. I have the possibility of there being a second work event in September. And then at the beginning of October, I will probably be sent out again for work. So this is a very busy season. So this is a very crazy thing for me to even remotely think about doing. Stick to a healthy diet and exercise. I know that that is something I don't talk about a lot here on my channel, because I know it can be triggering for some people, but I am changing up a little bit of, how I eat and how I move, obviously with the extra steps every day, especially on weekends. I am going to be moving more. I do want to make sure that I'm getting at least 1 workout in every week, be that martial arts, extra steps, or an actual weightlifting session in my gym. I did change what I'm eating for breakfast because I've gotten into the terrible habit of basically rolling out of bed, getting ready and heading out the door and eating Pop-Tarts for breakfast. So now I have breakfast burritos, which are a lot more filling for the same amount of calories, and keep me full longer. Stick to a sleeping schedule and night routine. For the most part, I already have that down pat. The only thing that changes my sleeping schedule is my dog, and that is just because she gets up so often in the middle of the night, which is also why I get up so late in the mornings that I have to basically just roll out of bed and go. I am going to skip the no social media before 9 a.m. and after 9 p.m. just because I don't wanna. I am gonna read 30 minutes every single day. I like the fact that I have a you have to do this goal for reading. It means that I will be reading a lot more than I have been. And posting 3 pieces of content. I don't know if I actually talked about this earlier. When I first saw the post 3 pieces of content, I'm like, maybe 1 will be good. And then I realized that that's 1 for TikTok, 1 for YouTube Shorts, 1 for Facebook, 1 for Instagram. It can actually be the same piece of content, just posted in 4 different places, which is kind of how I am doing it. That is actually repurposing the same media across my platform because my parents do not follow me on TikTok or Instagram, but they do follow me on Facebook and YouTube, so at least one of those will be seen by them. It means that I am getting my content in front of more eyes because I am sharing it widely. So yeah, that's the plan. This challenge started on June 1st and will run until December 3rd. I will be doing occasional updates as we go on. Now, we're already over a weekend, so I figured I would give you guys an update on how it's going. And to say it's going well is not an understatement. The fact that I have sort of a structure in which to work my days has helped. It also helps that I love checking things off of a list, because who doesn't like a good list? So from June 1st through June 9th, there has been 1 day where I did not post a single bit of content. 1. All the rest of the days, it has been 3 pieces of content spread across all 4 platforms. There has been a singular day where I did not write. All the other days I have completed at least 2, if not 4 to 5 task blocks. I have drank my water every single day. I have done 5K steps every single day. And yes, that means that I had to get up on Saturday and Sunday from my desk and go get on my treadmill so that I could get those steps in, so I could fill in my marker. And of course, I have read at least 30 minutes a day. Part of that's because I've been reading The Fourth Wing, because my bestie was like, why have you not started this? Get on it. And I have ripped through that book in less time than I thought I would. So I've also, because I'm posting more on TikTok, I am gaining more followers. I am finding more authors and writers, and we have had more conversations about writing and the process, and what do you think about this? How did you find your beta readers? What do you think about me doing this way? Have you tried this? And it allows me to see what other people are doing, to see if there are other things I can be doing for my content, for my books, for my marketing, and all of that fun stuff. So if you're as excited as I am about this challenge, be sure to feed the algorithm, boop that like button, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.